Good morning. You are on the lifeboat. This is Captain Calhoun speaking. How is everybody doing on this wonderful Friday morning? Feeling pretty good despite the small amount of sleep that I got last night. Flowing must be good for me. I went to that flow jam, and it was fun. There was a monsoon happening when I set out. The rain was coming down sideways, so only 3 other people showed up, but it was enough. I was invited to perform on the 27th, so that should be fun. Maybe I can get some footage and share it with you guys. Good morning, Ben Bacon Bits. What's going on? I see you. Sandy Wandy, Brazy Girl, Charlie Mullins, Roberta. What's going on, y'all? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Lori Abs, Sweet Tea. Just finishing up some of your coffee here, Sweet Tea. Literally finishing the cup, that is. I have plenty of coffee. Call me Matrix Rabbit. What is going on? It's been a while. Good to see you. Saguaro Christmas lurking. Kathy Ann. Hello, hello. Yeah, Brazy. The thumbnail, I typed in sober people and then I typed in sober places. And this one just looked serene. I was like, okay, this is what we want. All these other images can get out of here. Hit that like, subscribe, and the bell for notifications if you like what we do here. It certainly makes a difference. Hello, Tina. What is going on? Rick Spicer, Rachel Crosta. Good morning. I wasn't sure if I was going to be awake enough for this, but I feel pretty good. It must have been the exercise yesterday. Havanese dad. Hello, hello. I wish I could have slept late, Bacon. Rub it in, bud. Janet G. Jen Ontneen Hobbs. Hello, hello, hello. I live for now. Flick Fox. Alex Moore. I don't know if I've ever said hello to you, Alex. Good to see you. Layla Bradley. Always a pleasure. Body Illusion. Cece. Hello. Deaudre Gore. Wow, there's a bunch of people in here today. Elisa Trimble. What's going on? Scooby Lee. Yeah, we're going to talk about navigating non-sober spaces as a sober person today. This one, out of all the, maybe I can pull it up, out of all the ideas that y'all came up with, this one was probably the easiest for me to put together. The other, I started doing parental recovery after this, but that one's a little deeper and closer to the heart. So it's going to take me a little bit of time to get through. But this one, out of all the ideas y'all had, just flowed right out of me. So this is good. I guess I had just done this though, so I was ready. I was prepared. Charlotte, hey, Lurker here. Just heard from Reese latest live that you are not Tommy's biological son. That's crazy. You look so alike. I know, right? We were blessed with a lot of, I don't know what the word is, but we definitely didn't have to pretend very hard. You know what I mean? We both have birthmarks in the same place. We both have a mole here. We have some birthmarks in between in our inner thigh that are exactly the same, like exactly the same. It's very interesting. So for us not being biologically related, we certainly got thrown some bones from the man upstairs or the universe or however you want to look at it. I did karate when I was younger. I was a second-degree brown belt when I quit, which I wish I hadn't, but can't take that back. Wine a little bit more. Good to see you. Millie, of course. Afternoon, you beautiful humans. I like it a lot. Tabita, what's going on? I have not seen my dad today. He got in really late last night. I did see the video of his acoustically sound airplane. Very serene in there, huh? I felt bad, but also was like, hey, that's like my plane, you know? I thought that was pretty funny. He's a lot more patient than I am, which is a funny thing to say, but it's true. I look forward to seeing him today. Making coffee cookies. I'm so jealous. So we'll be away from the chat. I haven't had breakfast yet. I had plenty of time, but I just had so many things going on in my head. I didn't have time to eat, I guess. I did have time. I just didn't make time. Street Carnival tomorrow, Flick. That sounds good. That sounds good. It is pretty cool to see him speak about me, huh, Lori? I don't know. I gave him the option to. I definitely appreciate it when I've been on the road or I'm on the road, and when I finally get to a bed to sleep. I really appreciate it when people don't hit my phone a bunch of times before 10 o'clock. But yeah, so I figured I'd give him the opportunity to sleep in. I don't know if he'll take it. He is quite the workhorse, that man. I also, it's worth mentioning, Lori, that I spent a lot of time with him growing up in my formative years. There was a lot of nurture, but somehow nature also blessed us. I am and will always be Tommy's son, but I do have a biological father who I'm on good terms with. Brr, brr, brr. A real dad, you know? If I were to start with the brown belt, I would be an embarrassment to the belt, but I'm sure I could pick it back up. If I got back into martial arts, I would do jujitsu, or if I was really committed, I would do Muay Thai. But I don't think I'm that committed, and I don't think I'll get back into either of those. But if I did, I'd probably go with jujitsu. I already know a little bit. My dad used to roll around with me on the trampoline back in the day, painting rocks today. Better than smoking them, my friend. I tell you what, I do enjoy a good paint and a good rock. Oh, that's so sweet to hear, Scooby. He's had at times to be a dad for me. Great man. My dad would approve. That just warms me up, dude. I love that so much. You can borrow him anytime. Absolutely anytime. That's totally what he's here for. He's a good man. I don't know if I'll be able to get to the bottom. Let's see. Good morning, Candy's Life. Hello, hello. Rachel, I play the guitar. I would like to play the bass and drums, but I currently own a few guitars. That's what I have. That's what I have in front of me. Jimena, I'm so glad you made it. Some of the best memories of all time, Lori. I tell you what, some of the best memories ever. Rick Spicer says, "My one regret not doing the UFC." That would have been pretty cool, dude. That would have been pretty cool. If I had started training when I started playing guitar, I would be a bad man. I heard a really funny quote. What was it? Oh, it was a Little Wayne verse. Is what it was. I'm a bad mother effer because the good die young. Is stuck in my head. Anyways, there's that for you. I just thought of that. Yeah, teach me bass. I got to get one. My dad said he may have acquired a bass. I'm gonna have to follow up with him about that and see exactly how that went. We could totally get together and in person or in Discord and screw around, dude. I would love that. I would love that. Jeremy Fowler? All right. All right. Let's get into it. So hit that like, subscribe, and the bell for notifications if you like what we do here. It certainly makes a difference. So we want to navigate non-sober spaces. Well, let me say that differently. So you want to navigate non-sober spaces as a sober person, huh? Well, the way we're going to do this is arm ourselves with knowledge and make a plan. And that's not all, but it's very important. We make a plan, right? This is important. This is going to be challenging. And we need to be prepared, right? We didn't get sober. We didn't change our life to stop living our life, right? We did that so that we could live a better, fuller life. So no matter where you go, you're going to run into, it's inevitable that you're going to run into alcohol. It's inevitable that you're going to run into weed. You know, marijuana was everywhere. What was you brought up? So avoiding these things is a band-aid solution. It's not a complete solution. Mighty Unicorn, Charlotte, what's going on? Tommy's been in my life, Charlotte, since I was born. He's always been there. Yeah, we get to choose our. Yeah, there's a choice for sure. Beta, hello, hello. Well, thank you for saying that. I love that. I am also adopted, and I also look very much like my mother. I have learned that a mother and father are those that nurture you, not created you. I love that. Thank you. Yeah, taking care of drunks is exhausting. And also, we're going to attempt to avoid this situation, right? If you're hanging out with some of your friends and you're the only sober person, you're liable to be used as a DD and sometimes a babysitter depending on, exactly who you're hanging out with and what the environment is, which is non-desirable. Both of those things non-desirable. I do revel in the ability to be a designated driver because so often we didn't have one, right? We're getting together to party, right? Who's going to not party so that they can drive us around safely, right? Now that I'm sober, if that ever comes up, I'm on it. Just a side note. I'm not saying that I expect that of anybody. I'm not saying that you should do that, but that's something that I take great pride in because I now have the ability to make my friends safe if I'm in that position. It's not like I'm hanging out with drunk people all the time. In fact, if I was, I would be very miserable. I think I'm not doing it. So maybe we'll never know. But, anyways, regardless, we want to arm ourselves with knowledge. We want to make a plan. What is your intention with this outing, right? What is the sober space that you're going to? What's the event? What's the purpose? What is your intention? That is very, very important. If your intention is, like, for example, with my Salt Lake trip, my intention was to reconnect with all my friends, the people I had left behind. Also, my intention was to, kind of show off a little bit of how good I'm doing, right? Like, hey, check this out. I moved to Arizona. I did XYZ. Now I'm doing great. I fixed this, and this. Let's party sober. And I accomplished those goals, right? But that was my intention. When I set out on that journey, I wanted to reconnect. I wanted to unplug, recharge, and I wanted to exercise my powers of sobriety. Those are some solid intentions, if I do say so myself, without patting myself on the back too much, right? But if your intention, if you don't have clear intentions, what do you think is going to happen? You know what I mean? If you don't make a plan, if you don't think this thing through, what do you think is going to happen? In the 12 steps, they talk a lot about the insidiousness of alcoholism, how this disease is, they like to personify it, which personification is giving an object or something that's not human-like qualities, right? Like making the squirrel in the cartoon speak English and giggle and stuff, right? That's personification. In the 12 steps, a lot, or at least in that circle, in that environment, I like to personify the disease of addiction a lot, which I like as a metaphor and a learning tool. I like it a lot. I don't think that my disease actually is thinking and trying to get me, right? But in effect, it kind of is, right? The way that they talk about it makes a whole lot of sense. And that's why I bring it up now. If I go into this situation without intentions, without clear intentions, or even if I go in just with bad intentions, right? But I don't think we're going to deal with that problem a whole lot. I think the real issue may be undefined, unclear intentions, right? If I go in there like that, it's going to be disastrous. I forgot what point I was leading up to, which really sucks because that was going to be great. But KAG, good to see you. Um, and another thing, do you have reservations? Do you know what reservations are? Oh, that's right. We were talking about the insidiousness of the disease. If I go into this thing without proper intentions, um, what I don't want to happen is going to sneak right up on me, and then I'm going to not be able to make the proper decision because I wasn't prepared, right? Have you ever been in a situation where you weren't intending to partake, you weren't intending to drink, you weren't intending to smoke, you weren't intending to party, whatever, um, but somehow you just wound up doing it anyways? You found yourself, in a position, and now there's a drink in my hand, whatever. Because that has happened to me countless times. And if we really are serious about this thing, we don't want to allow that to happen the first time we go back out, right? The first time we go out and into a public space and hang out with our friends. So reservations. Do you have reservations? What are reservations? I'm not talking about dinner reservations. I'm not talking about hotel reservations. What I'm talking about is, for example, if my dad dies, I'll use again. Or, if this were to happen, I don't think I could stay sober, right? Or something to that effect, right? If this, no more sobriety kind of thing. Reservations. I don't know what I would do if I lost something. I don't know, right? If I lost my job, I don't know what would happen. I don't know what I would do. Those are reservations, and those are very dangerous. When we talk about peeling the onion, we talk about journaling, the presence of mind, the power over decision making in the moment, right? When the chips are down, when the heat's on. Um, Reservations are one of the things that we're going to look for. And if we identify that we have some reservations, we need to eliminate them immediately. It's not this is not something you can have. This is not a thought, or I shouldn't say a thought you can have. Like most likely are going to have some ideas and some thoughts like this, but they're bad. You have to get rid of them. You have to smush them. We have to do away with our reservations, because inevitably something's going to happen that you don't expect. Life's going to throw you that curveball. And if you're not prepared for it, if you have a reservation, for example, you might just go ahead and act on it and fall down. And we would like to stack the deck in our favor, right? Do we know why someone starts drinking or taking drugs? Does it always have to do with trauma? Sorry, not the topic, but I'm curious. Well, I would have to say that's probably not a common denominator reason. Like there's probably, so I would say there's probably more drug use in low income areas, right? But as far as what causes people to start taking drugs or drinking, it could be as simple as I wanted to see what would happen. It could be as simple as, it's what my friends were doing. It could have nothing to do with trauma at all. Um, but often, especially when we're dealing with these problems as they get really, really bad, when we deal with hopeless addiction, when we deal with the extreme end of the spectrum, I think that there's a lot of trauma involved. Last time I went out not intending to, says Millie, I was on a 3-day coke bender, drinking, smoking pills, cut myself off, but lost my best friend while I had. I really struggle to be around friends. I tell you what, Millie, I tell you what, I can relate with this, but I also want you to know it's possible. Only because I know how much fun we have, and they all still do recreationally. I can't cut off at recreation, though. And would like to tell you there is hope. There is hope. You might not be ready right this minute, and we'll get through. There's a lot of material to get through. I have a lot to say, but there is hope. It may not be right this moment that you're gonna, be effective in that space, but if you prepare yourself properly, there's no reason you can't. Um, Intent reservations. Also, before doing this, how does it feel? Imagine yourself in the space. How does it feel? Play the tape forward, right? Play the tape all the way through. Imagine yourself going and doing this event that you're thinking about doing. Do you feel uncomfortable? Do you feel solid? Do you feel confident? Exactly how do you feel? Be honest with yourself. Do you want to put yourself in a position that you're not, you're a little worried about? Because at the end of the day, this is your decision. No one's going to make this decision for you, right? And there's a time to not do this. There's a time to just practice makes perfect kind of thing. There's a time to like get your stuff together and organize your life and whatnot, right? But eventually, there is a time to go out and hang out with your friends, right? So that being said, you have to make this decision yourself, and that's why I'm asking you about your intent, your reservations. How does it feel? Because you know better than anyone how you can how you can operate under these circumstances. We said that, will you cease to live your life for fear of drugs and alcohol? Preferably not, right? No, but that doesn't mean jump in reckless. That's why we're preparing and making a plan. Now, this is where our spiritual tools come in. You may get sick of me talking about this stuff, but we're just gonna keep talking about it because of how important it is, right? This is the reason we do the inner work so that we can live our lives the way that we would like to, fully and completely, without drugs and alcohol. Good morning, Izzy. I see you. Burr, burr, burr. So we're ready, so we can have power over our lives again. Mara asks, are you saying to be mindful of these pitfalls and plan for what you do? But what about an unexpected, truly life-altering situation, death of loved ones? Well, that. So the death of loved ones is inevitable. We're all going to die. I am saying be mindful of these pitfalls and plan, but I'm not saying have an escape plan for every possible outcome. I'm saying more plan, like make sure you're solid. You're standing on solid ground. You know where you stand inside, in your heart, right? And if you have reservations, for example, if if a loved one dies, or I should say, in your mind, if you think, I wonder what would happen if this person died, and the answer is anything but stay sober, that's a reservation, and that might be something you need to work through. It's not like you're not a bad person or anything for having reservations. Everyone has reservations. It's normal, but these kinds of things can get you, and that's why I bring them up. I understand that the death of a loved one is an unexpected, truly life-altering situation, but if we're going to crumble when this happens, that's bad. We would like to not crumble when this happens, which is going to happen inevitably, right? You live your life long enough, people are going to die. And I know that sounds a little cold, but I'm only trying to, like, it just sounds like you're preparing a reservation here, Mara. And I'd like to head that off if we can. Wow, I need to put real food in me. Ooh, just coffee in there, cold coffee. Journal is the first one on here. Organizing the mind. Journaling is how I find these reservations. Journaling is how I prepare for these kinds of non-sober spaces. Journaling is how I do the majority of the legwork in my recovery, because it organizes my mind. It allows me to get my thoughts onto a page in an organized manner, much easier to sift through. And honestly, sometimes there's stuff on top of other stuff. There's thoughts on top of thoughts. So when I organize it, it reveals some things that I wasn't able to retrieve previously. And maybe that's more due to my ADHD. I don't know, but it's helpful. Um, Presence of mind, the power to think critically and choose differently in the moment. Also very, very important, right? We want to practice this. Nutrition and sleep, you want to give your body what it needs to succeed, right? If all of these boxes are checked, if you're journaling, you're pretty solid with your presence of mind, your nutrition and sleep are up, and there's no additional issues present. I say that because, you probably want therapy and doctor assistance with mental and physical problems with your health. Addiction might not be the only thing going on. You know what I mean? So we want to make sure that it's important to address all of our health issues, right? So that being said, if you're getting proper nutrition and sleep, you got your presence of mind solid, you've been journaling, you feel good when you visualize this situation, you're up with your therapy and your doctor, and you still want to go do this, go ahead. And it might sound like I'm building this up to be a really big deal. And it is, though. It is. You're putting yourself at risk, right? And I don't say that to deter you from doing this, but just the magnitude of this choice. When in early recovery, I had some friends that went to a rave. Like a bunch of sober friends had gotten together and from the rooms and went to a rave. And I remember getting invited to this thing, and I was like, I'm not going to that. Are you kidding me? What am I going to do? I'm going to go there and do what I used to do? No, I don't think so. That doesn't sound fun to me in a sober headspace, anyways. They went and they had a great time. I'm really glad I didn't go. At that time, in that mindset, I don't think that was something that I needed to do at all. Maybe I wasn't ready. I don't know. I don't know if I I'm not a big fan of raves, to be honest, I guess, is really the truth there. But regardless, I think I missed some stuff. No, I was speaking to when my 28-year-old brother died from motorcycle, and it devastated me. I was drunk for a year and a half, no break, and I'm not even a drinker. See, this is proof in the pudding here, right? And I'm sorry, I'm really sorry to hear about your brother, by the way. But I realize now I wasn't dealing with grief, and maybe I wanted to die too. Well, I'm glad you're still here, Mara. But that is totally akin to what we're talking about there. I'm glad you're doing better. Lots to read today, guys. Is there anything else in here? Oh, I'm so sad. My pleasure, Mara. And if you want to talk about this some more, you can email me, message me, whatever's clever. Call me Matrix Rabbit. I like playing in a band, but most drink during practice and the music suffers. It is a thing. It definitely is a thing. Where are we at over here, huh? Also, another suggestion. I do need more coffee, but it would take me 20 minutes to have it ready. Another suggestion: bring a friend. This friend doesn't necessarily have to be sober. Obviously, it would be good, right? It would be mightily helpful, but that's, all up to you. Your decision. But bring someone that'll help keep you accountable, someone you trust, someone you're comfortable with. Let me see who that is. I was about to ignore it. I was like, whoever that is, they suck when they're not important, but it's you.
What's happening? How are you?
Oh, you're live on the lifeboat right now, bud.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. These are all stuffy, but that's a pretty cool lip.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. How are you? Boy, I'm glad I didn't come in cursing. That's a great book.
I wish I had a smaller friggin' head, dude.
Wow. It's yeah. Well, I wish I had a smaller dome. My damn self.
Is that where I got this thing?
No, could be. I'm gonna use your restroom space.
Sorry about the sink.
Don't even worry about it.
Oh, I definitely need this. Let's go. Sir Tommy has arrived. Everyone says, "What's up, Dad?"
Hey, well, great to see everybody.
Great to see everyone. Great to see my dad, dude. I tell you what. Special guest star, the Admiral. That's right. We were getting pretty close to the end anyways. Yeah, bring a friend. Bring someone that'll keep you accountable. And it's like not their job to keep you accountable, right? But for example, on my Salt Lake trip, I told my buddy Martin, I was like, hey, no, yeah, we talked about it. It was definitely understood, but I reaffirmed with him when I got there. I was like, hey, I'm going to be sober or whatever. Like, you don't need to like keep tabs on me, but this is my intention. I am intending to stay sober. Y'all can do what you want. I'm not, intending to change the space, but I don't want to partake. You know what I mean? And he had my back. He wasn't offering me drinks or whatever. He wasn't like hiding drinks. He was living his life, right? And I imagine if I had, slipped up or asked, like, hey, let me get some, he probably would have questioned me, like, are you sure this is what you want? You kind of told me that you weren't going to do this, and helps keep me accountable, right? It's my responsibility, but it's good to have someone with you that also can watch your back, right? or a couple someone you trust, someone you're comfortable with, very key. And again, this is going to be a challenging endeavor. You may not be ready, and the only one that can decide that is you. The goal is to make ready, though, is it not? Yeah, I missed him. It was really good to see him. Catalina, good to see you. Admiral Scoville. The the acoustic soundness of my house doesn't exist. Um, Neighbors on both sides and below we can all hear each other. But my dad is such a presence when he's here. I don't worry about it so much because there's no way I'm possibly going to be louder than him, even trying to be. Yeah. Anyways, regardless, it's empowering, I think, to have him over here because I don't have to freaking worry about stuff. But really, it's all in my head, and I shouldn't worry about it at all, anyways. But whatever. But whatever. But whatever. I think I am going to spend some dad time, by the way. That being said, hit that like, subscribe, and the bell for notifications if you like what we do here. Real quick, I want to open it up for questions. Topic questions. We can do other questions any old time, but is there anything on this topic that you wanted to hear about that I didn't cover? Is there anything that I missed that you know I should have talked about? Faux brink. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Faux brick. That is a good question. Wow, Matrix Rabbit, I don't know. They look far too long to be like actually used. They're 18 inches long. So, or honestly, it's probably more like 2 feet long. I wonder why they look like that. Maybe I can show you a little bit. Son of a gun. See that? Oh, they're huge. And whatever it is, it's all been sealed, so it all feels exactly the same. There's no every time I do this, I regret it. Okay, we're good. It's fine. I'm smarter than the camera, guys. It's totally fine. Getting sober friends is ideal. I didn't talk about at all about adjusting your friend group. I didn't talk about any of that stuff. I feel like that's kind of a separate issue. Maybe we'll do a show on that tomorrow. Hey, Pops.
How you doing?
Good. Yeah, maybe we'll do that tomorrow morning. We can talk about the shifting, the cleaning, the washing of the life, of the insides, of the outsides, meaning friend group, intentions, all that good stuff, emotions. Yeah, it's very, very important. That's a good thing you bring that up. You definitely don't want, like, if your only friends are non-sober friends, you're probably not going to stay sober. That's just a fact. It's just statistics, and the statistics are forever not in our favor, y'all. So whatever we can do to stack the deck in our favor, we want to do that because the odds are we're not going to make it. That's just what the numbers say. I don't mean to doom and gloom you on a Friday morning. It's going to be a great day, I swear. But these are the hard things we got to talk about. Wicked.
Here's the good news. The good news is that about 80%, they say that 20% is the success rate in everything, whether that be AA, NA, no A, whatever method that you go to try to get sober with. No, I'm cool. This is what I do all the time. Anyway. So you're looking at 20%. The nice thing is that they don't base that off of people that actually want to get sober, right? Think about the people that now end up in those 12-step programs. Most of them are court ordered to go there. And I do mean most of them. So you're looking at numbers now that are super skewed. I think we have way better numbers than that on the boat, but we have the added benefit of the fact that we're not going out on the street and dragging people in here kicking and screaming. Most of the people that show up on the lifeboat are here because they actually, dig the concept of what we're doing. And that's, I think when people actually want to get sober, the numbers are a little bit, they're cheerier.
Cheerier.
Hello, Millie. I live for now. Good to see you. Well, you know what? Seeing both of us together, you're going to be seeing a lot more of that. In fact, we're going out right now to get a chair so that I can do some. We're going to be doing some simulcasting here in the mornings.
I was actually thinking about that. I wasn't entirely sure how we do it. I had imagined that we would just pull the couch right up to the computer.
That's not actually such a gnarly idea.
Save some money. Let's try it real quick.
On the couch.
Let's try it real quick.
This has got potential.
So we're gonna slide your way.
You get your skinny carcass on that side.
Hold on, I'm gonna move this.
How's this?
Your
On the
way.
air. All right, ready? So there we go. There we go. There we go. That actually could work, Alan. That is funnier than hell.
What we'll and this can slide too. We
Yeah.
can move it closer for the boom so that it'll reach us. Although that's gonna fall if we move any more.
Yeah, I got a couple of those too.
And I can move this forward. Blah blah blah.
No way. You know what? If your uncle saw this, he'd never leave. This is Johnny Scoville's dream in life. Do you know that?
Yeah, no, totally. I thought of him when I thought of this.
All Johnny Scoville wants to do is sit on the couch and film. He's never happier than when he can cross his legs, chill out, and just go.
Yeah.
It's good to see you, man.
Oh, I missed you, Dad. Oh,
It really is good to see you.
you smell like a hot dog for some reason.
Probably because it's, you know what? Doesn't surprise me.
A little mustard.
Well, do you know what I did on the way here?
What?
Take a guess.
Ate a hot dog?
I did.
No way.
Right over. Yeah, I had a Sonoran dog. I haven't had one in.
This guy.
I haven't had one in over 2 months now.
Yeah. You they're necessary to life at a certain point.
Yeah, they're. You know what, people? If you've never had a Sonoran hot dog, I highly suggest it. And you know what? If you're not a hot dog person, I understand. I understand how they're made and all of that. Nevertheless, try a Sonoran hot dog. It's worth all of the. It's worth overcoming all the foulness of the mind.
This is from Jason P. Make sure you show the people at home. And this is from Roberta. This is that tea.
Oh, very cool. Honey, cinnamon, and mango. Wow. People, I have such a thing for mango. Admiral, because freaking miracle worker isn't an official job title. You know what? That's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
And then this one, I forget exactly who that came from, which kind of sucks on my part, but.
Wow, that's so cool. Jason P., I love you. You know something? This happens a lot, and it's not your fault. Oh, my Lord in heaven.
Look at that cat.
Tell me that is not Moose.
Maybe
that looks an awful lot like our little Moose guy.
Maybe that's what they were thinking.
And of course, Alice. And you know what? Just for the record, you can't have enough Alice.
It's true.
Honestly, if I had another 400 or 500 Alice in Wonderland books, it wouldn't bother me. Except my little guy has darker patches right here by the tops of the ears. So he's got these two kind of black numbers that come up over here at the top. And then jetting down his back on both sides, he's got stripes. And they are, I mean, like railroad tracks. I actually brought a bunch of pictures to show you of them.
You didn't bring him home, did you?
No, I did not.
Okay.
And I think he's going to make it there, so we wouldn't have to do that. But I will tell you this. Squirrel Nut Zipper went completely postal when I went in last night.
I bet.
I mean, went
What
back
time
crazy.
was it?
I got there at about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
I would say right around there, 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning.
That's about the time I went to bed too, not gonna lie.
But oh man, I remember that.
Wasn't that at the Hoover Dam?
I was at that damn tour. Yes, it was at Hoover Dam when we were taking that. Do you remember all the dam jokes? This is the best damn tour I've ever been on.
I do now. Now that you're saying it out loud, I did not until you said that.
Yep, I'm sorry. There's a picture over there of Spanky with his. You know what? Should we dox your mom? Yeah, that's an old picture.
It doesn't look like her at all anymore. That's Spanky and the Ma.
Spanky and my first wife there, and his mom, and yeah, I remember that. But we took the tour of the dam, and I just continued to tell them that it was the best damn tour I'd ever been on.
The best damn tour.
Yeah, and that I'd been on a lot of damn tours, but that damn tour. And I think about 20 minutes in, the guy kind of gave me the look like,
all right, man.
You know what?
Beating that dead horse with a stick.
You really have flogged this a little longer than the average, and maybe it's time to. Maybe it's time to pump the brakes just a little bit.
I bet you we can put the boom here or like here, like off to the side, but closer so that it can center on us. I don't know exactly how the audio is. I imagine it's fine.
Lisa Trimble, holy hell, that's incredible. That is literally absolutely incredible. All right, people. Now, we're going to be wrapping this puppy up, or at least I have to, in the very next little bit.
Wow.
I've got a tour of things. Damn! I've got a tour of things that I've got to do. I've got to go from here. I've got doctor stuff. I have not seen my local doctors in 2 months.
Okay.
Some of whom I already saw, but I made doctor's appointments this morning really, really early and saw some telehealth that you couldn't do outside the state.
Which is weird.
Well, Tennessee's got some pretty rowdy laws.
I mean, they've got Delta 9 dispensaries, too. So
Isn't that disgusting?
not a whole lot of hope.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not a
reasonable
fan.
Stuff.
I'm not a fan of the concept at all.
It's terrifying.
But they're not down for medical assisted treatment through telehealth. I understand that they're afraid people are going to abuse that or whatever, but they're making it really difficult for people on Suboxone to get off of Suboxone. I want to say I will be hitting everybody that I am. No, that's not stupid. 36 hours without caffeine. Absolutely. 5 can a day habit. It's a bit harder than I thought. Lisa Trimble, I would imagine. And if it starts getting wild headaches and hurting, I'm not a doctor, but I went through this when I was in prison. I drank mud. I drank, 4 or 5 scoops of coffee into, instant coffee into a cup every single morning to get up and go to work. And I mean, I pounded this stuff all day long. And when the time came for me to quit, I got migraines it was like end of the world headaches. So I couldn't do it. Not cold turkey. I had to step it down and just back off a little bit, and then back it off a little bit more, and then back it off a little bit more. But yeah, if it's too much, then don't go into the headaches. That's terrible. It really is. It's terrible stuff.
Hey, Debbie.
Hey, Debbie. Good to see you. And then what else do I have to do? So you can't.
Doctor.
Yeah, no Suboxone, which is just stupid. You can't do that there. I mean, I didn't run out, people. I wouldn't have let that happen. I promise you. But yeah, I had to take care of that this morning, and then I've got banking I have to do. There's all kinds of stuff I have to do. That's cool. It's all. I've never seen that.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, for my toesies.
Yeah, he's got a carpet down there with a lifeboat.
I need to get a working vacuum, I think. But that's not important right this second. Well, you probably don't need help with all that stuff, but if you want to get together later, let me know. I'd like that.
Absolutely. I would imagine we need to, we have to get together today. There's a bunch of stuff we've got to do. But I will let you steer this ship while I go out and take care of some business.
All right.
And I will come back through on the way back. You know what? In fact, I'll just leave this here. I'm going to be back shortly.
Yeah.
Just going straight up this street here.
Okay.
I won't say the name of the street since I don't want to dox my own son.
I appreciate
But
that.
I don't even have to get off the street you're on, is what I'm saying. All right, everybody. I am the Admiral, and I will see you on the next one. Spanky, give me one. Oh, man, it's good to see you. I missed you so much. I really did.
See you soon, huh? Love you.
I love you too. I'll be back as soon as I bang this out.
All right. I don't know if I can sit on the couch solo. I might need a wireless mouse. All right. Well, that was exciting. Now my desk is cluttered. My couch is in the wrong place. Some people, I'm just kidding. I love my dad so much. I'm glad he's home. I'm glad that was him. I almost didn't answer it. I almost ignored it. Yeah, no, he loves me. I love him too. Can't you tell? Can't you tell? I'm right there with you, Flick Fox. I'm not tearing up right this second, but I'm definitely quite the emotional being. Yeah, blatantly drunk people used to make me angry too. Um, I think that we just don't have patience for that kind of tomfoolery, that for that sort of tomfoolery as a sober person, which is okay. That's normal. I mean, if you were being honest and objective, drunk people have a tendency to be stupid, to do stupid stuff and be annoying. So, I mean, I try not to judge, and I try to be nice and genuine and authentic with everything I do. But man, drunk people can definitely get on the nerves. Yeah, I am super grateful for my pops. He's the man, and I love him very much. Yeah, I've been waiting for that fly famille. I tell you what, I have been waiting for that. That being said, I'm starving. I'm gonna eat some food. I'm not starving. I'm really hungry. I'm gonna go eat some food. Thank you for hanging out with me this morning. Hit that like, subscribe, and the bell for notifications if you like what we do here. It certainly makes a difference. And I'll see y'all probably later today. I think that I want to say party time. Like, it's party time, but we're not going to be doing any partying. We're just going to be celebrating on the lifeboat. We're going to be doing lifeboat stuff. We're going to be doing father-son activities on and off the air. I'm pretty stoked about it. It's certainly going to seem like party time with all the excitement that's going on. Anyways, that being said, thanks again for being here. Y'all are the best crew Captain could ask for. I'm sure the Admiral feels the same.